What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Stocks to Watch. And I have a bunch of stocks for you today because the markets are hotter than ever. I think this is the strongest market that I've seen in this entire year of 2024, especially if we talk about mid caps and small caps. There has been action all around, and we have seen continued strength not only in the index Nifty hitting a fresh all-time high, Bank Nifty at an all-time high, a lot of mid caps at an all-time high, earnings expansion, budget coming up in probably the second half of July, and there is so much happening in the markets that I think this is the best time to be in the markets, and hence I have a lot of stocks which could potentially explode tomorrow. If you are new, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the like button if you like the research and the content that me and my team brings to you so that you can trade like a super trader. Let's get started. And the first stock on my list has to be Camo Paints. Now, before I get into this, let's talk about Nifty very briefly. Now, Nifty has been just inching towards an all-time high every single day. And it's a cardinal sin to not be long on the markets. And I think Nifty as well as Bank Nifty, both in their respective domains, have done decently well. Bank Nifty just, I think, 300 points shy, or about 600 points shy of its all-time high. But I think the overall theme is pretty clear. It is a stock-specific market. Stocks are exploding left, right, and center. We saw what IT companies did today. Cement companies, ACC, Ambuja, bunch of other cement companies are today, in my watch list. And apart from that, I think there are a bunch of IT companies which have done exceedingly well, especially Persistent, LTI, Mindtree, Wipro. Like, IT has been all over the place. And I think that's the reason Nifty has been able to outperform Bank Nifty. Now, let's get started with stock-specific action, and I think that's where the money is. So the first one on my list is Kamdenu Ventures, or Camo Paints, and this is like a wonderful structure. Lots of institutional build-up, lots of accumulation happening. Definitely something to watch out for. AMG Land Holdings, one real estate name which has been forming a very nice base close to the moving average, and I think it's about to break out of this entire range. Yes, there's supply over here which is marked, but I think this is going to be fine. Next up, we've got Ram Ratna Wires, and this is another beautiful setup trying to break out of this base. This is like a base over base kind of a structure. Shakeouts done. Wonderful setup. VLS Finance, another one very, very similar. Just look at the base. Look at the width of the base. Wonderful, perfect. Butterfly Gandhimati. Now, this one is very, very interesting because this is like a 5-day, contraction build up. But if you look at it on the 1 hour time frame, I think this is a perfect VCP with a volume dry up. I think there is a trade that exists in Butterfly Gandhimati. Now, this is not a recommendation, but that's how I would like to play this, with like a 25-ish rupee stop. And then I would aim for this as my target. If you want to be a little more conservative, you can probably inch it up to a 40-pointer stop loss just to be a little clear. And I think 25-30 rupee stops, I think, would do wonders, like a 3% stop for like a 10-12% 1:3 gain. Wonderful. Just a disclaimer, this is not a recommendation nor an advice. I am a SEBI registered research analyst, but this is not an advice. Next up, we've got GHCL Textiles, and we have seen a bunch of textile names that have started to show some build up. We've seen Nahar Spinning. We've seen I think Trident. We've also seen a bunch of other stocks from the textile space that are starting to do well. So let's see how this one performs. GHCL Textiles looks really good. Then we've got Reliance Chemcotex Industries, which also looks pretty decent in terms of a base build-up that we have seen in this particular name. So if you look at this entire base structure, I think this is a very, very interesting name. Another textile name, by the way. JSW Holdings. Now, we've seen what has happened to all the holding companies out there, and we've seen JSW come out of this base, and I think this is going to continue even higher. Blue Jet looks very promising and probably one of my favorite setups right now in the markets. Now, just a disclaimer, I have already a position in this particular stock which I took today. I'm going to be showing that to you, and please do your own due diligence before you take any positions in this stock. The primary reason of buying this is like a wonderful IPO based on November 2023. Stock has been consolidating in a nice tight structure. Stock has grabbed liquidity, did everything possible. Volumes are literally dried up and dead. If you look at this on the weekly chart, it looks even beautiful. And I think in the next 1 month, this could skyrocket another 25-30%, maybe even more. Who knows? Based on the market momentum that I'm seeing, I think there's going to be a lot of action. Nuvoco Vistas, another cement-related construction material stock doing exceptionally well. Very, very nice structure. VTL, another name which is trading at near all-time highs, I think 52-week highs. And Vardhaman Textiles, another textile name, by the way. Then we've got PNB Housing looking to fill this gap. Nice tight consolidation, looks really nice. JM Financial coming out of a large base, which I'm a big fan of. Large bases are very, very good. JM Financials, after recovering from, those negative catalysts. Apple is also ready to set and, break out another, I wouldn't really say direct IT, but I think this is more of IT, in terms of software development, website development, and all of that stuff. Alkyl amines, another chemical name, very, very beautiful structure and setup. And just look at the structures, look at the setup. I think this is just unbelievable. eMudra, very nice startup. Now, this stock has outperformed more times than any other stock, I think, in the last 1 year. And I think this is again set up for another move. Sandhar, my second favorite of the lot. Very, very good structure, very, very good base. Now, just look at this on the weekly, and you would not want to miss this, right? Very, very big weekly base, and then making a base over base kind of a structure. Wonderful structure, wonderful, setups. I think this one is also going to be interesting. Repco Home Finance, another name which is, trading near its recent highs, and I think this is probably an all-time high. No, not an all-time high, but near the 52-week highs, contracting around the moving averages, looks really set. GHCL, no, this is not GHCL Textiles, but this is also GHCL, another company, another textile name into chemicals and textiles, setting up in a nice tight range. Contraction looks really nice. HDFC AMC, looking to break out of its all-time high. Yes, this is an all-time high for HDFC AMC. Very, very nice structure. I'm really impressed. Siemens, very similar structure to HDFC AMC. And I think that's what is, that's a structure that I'm currently looking in this market. Very good run up, tight range consolidation, and then a move higher. Bajaj Finance setting up in a base, and I think if Bajaj Finance starts to break out of this base, because it has been long time pending, Bajaj twins have underperformed the markets. I think Nifty is going to get another, stock that kind of tries to push it higher. Good for Nifty, good for the markets, good for us. Bharat Dynamics Limited, another outperformer, very, very tight range consolidation with like a decent volume dry up. I'm going to be excited to see on how this one turns out to be. Sun TV Network, another media name, setting up really nicely. Good stock from an intraday perspective. FSL is one IT name which hasn't really moved along with the other IT companies, and I think this might have some steam left, and I think this could start outperforming tomorrow. From the banking space, I think Bandhan Bank is the best position, not fundamentally, but technically. I think this is very, very sound to give like a 10-15% move in a quick succession. Another HDFC group name, HDFC Life Insurance, comes up over here. Now we have got HDFC Life, we've got HDFC AMC, and I think we've also got another HDFC name. I think it's probably going to come later in the watch list, but I think HDFC group names are setting up really nicely. HDFC Life, nice base. UPL, another name which was earlier a beaten down name, is now starting to build up like a bullish structure. This is also great. Zomato looking to break all-time highs and move out of this entire consolidation range. So let's see how Zomato picks up. Yes Bank also kind of trying to, reach towards these base highs. It's not ready yet, but I think Yes Bank could also have some action. Solar Industries, very, very nice structure, very, very nice shakeout done over here. And now I think it's ready for another up move. This stock also has been an outperformer, and you can just see the quality of charts that I'm trying to show you. Best structures. KIOCL is a tricky name. What I'm expecting essentially in this name is, I think this is what the stock is essentially going to do. So for you to kind of pick up an entry over here, it's a little early, it's a little risky, but that's what you get rewarded for in the markets. Maybe a 25-pointer stop over here could yield you another easy 5-hour trade in this one all the way towards these highs. So I think that's the kind of trade that I would be monitoring. Now I'm not getting into this right now, but if I see a closing above 4, 5, 6, I think that's where I'm going to be interested. Next up, another textile name, Phase 3. Now, textile, a lot of textile names. Phase 3 Limited, another Ashish Kacholia name. Setting up really nicely, very nice base. It's going to be interesting to see on how this one performs. Arrow Granite, another construction material name, which is setting up from a large part of the consolidation has been into 2023, 2024. And now I think it's ready to kind of spike up. So this is also an interesting name. Now, one stock from the cement pack, which I think is going to outperform, is Saurashtra Cement. And I think this is a no-brainer. Saurashtra Cement, I think that's what I'm going to be planning tomorrow if I potentially get an entry. Yes, there's going to be a 6-7% stop, but I think this is not going to stop with a 30-40% move. Liberty Shoes is the next one, which is again setting up in such a wide, big, massive base. And I think this is also going to be another Umang Dairies, maybe probably very, very big consolidation, and I think this could break out really nicely. So my eyes will be on Liberty Shoes. Campus Activewear is another name from the same kind of industry, which has done really well. So I'll just quickly try to show you the kind of trade that we caught in Umang Dairy. So this is the setup, very, very similar structural setup we got in Umang, and then there was like a massive move. So let me just show that to you. So that's Umang Dairy right here for you. That's basically the trade that we essentially took. Very, very nice structural base. Took it on 27 June. All the community members took it, and today is where our analysts closed this trade along with our community members. And just look at the massive move that the stock gave. Exceptionally well. Very, very, very good action, and I think that's the kind of action you will see. As I was also talking about Blue Jet, that's the position that I have taken in today, and I think there's going to be to get around 419, 418, 419 is my execution price. So let's see on how this one performs as well. So I think lots of good names, lots of interesting names. Next one, we've got JMA, which is Jalandhar Motor. Now, after Sharda Motors, big move in the OEM space. I think Jalandhar Motors is the next one, according to me, that's going to set up really nicely. Next up, we've got Oriental Aromatics, which is also setting up in a nice tight base kind of a formation with the volume dry up, something that I really like. SPL Industries, another footwear name. Now, you can see Liberty Shoes. I've already been bullish on Campus Activewear and now SPL Industries. So I think all of these names are decent. DCM Nouvelle is another textile processing name, which is coming out of a base breakout. So I think textile is the sector to watch out for. And then Alok Industries, another textile stock. So I think I don't really have to say this, but textiles. A lot of stocks kind of shaping up, probably because of the upcycle that we're starting to see in textiles. Alok Industries, very nice tight base. I think this one is also ready to move. Flare is another name which is not ready to move yet, but I think there's going to be some action here. And then last but not the least is Signity Technologies, which is again setting up in a very nice tight little base over here. Could really explode very, very tightly. And the last time we saw this do was, I think, back in this region where it tightly consolidated and then made like a massive move. But I think this move is going to be bigger, stronger, and probably better. Earnings also coming up in a few days, which is 25th of July. But irrespective of that, I think very, very good setup. So all in all, it's a power-packed watch list today, and I think there's going to be so much more coming in. And I think tomorrow and the entire week is going to be absolutely fantastic and would be mind-blowing because of the setups that have been formed. If you like this research and this content, do drop in a comment, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll keep bringing you these stocks and this research. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. All the best. Take care and good night.